You know that there was an event last night in Kentucky, a Rand Paul event. You know, Rand Paul, libertarian ophthalmologist. Because doctors deserve to live they deserve to be comfortably well off. Well, he said it, I didn't. The fact that Daffy Duck beat him to the punch 50 years before was not my fault. No, there was a Rand Paul, there was a debate last night. And a Move On activist tried to approach Rand Paul to give him some phony baloney political stunt award for being the #1 corporate prick in Kentucky or some such as that. Yeah. Now, the Rand Paul Libertarian Ophthalmologist campaign said that there was some jockeying. There was jockeying. Well, you know, there's lots of jockeying in Kentucky. Jockeying, just everywhere jockeying. There was some jockeying back and forth. When, in fact, what happened was Rand Paul supporter, and he's not just a supporter. This clown, this criminal, turns out to be a volunteer campaign coordinator for Rand Paul. There's pictures of him standing next to Rand Paul with his lips all pursed together like he's just done something, and, well, Rand Paul's grinning like he's just had it done. I mean, that's that grin. But Rand Paul grabbed a woman by the hair as if to face curb her. This was outside, after all. It was on a sidewalk. And drove the woman bodily to the ground. And during the process, her wig came off, her blonde wig. Otherwise, I suspect she would have gone face first into the curb. The intent on the part of Tim Prophet, a guy named Prophet, worshiping Rand Paul. We're going to have to build a shrine, temple, something. I mean, we got Christine O'Donnell's spokesman is named Moran. One of Rand Paul's volunteer campaign coordinator's name is Prophet. And it ain't P-R-O-P-H-E-T either. It's P-R-O-F-I-T-T. You know, P-R-O-F-I-T-T. That's 2 T's for a double dose of your prophetness. Okay, so maybe that doesn't work. Lauren Val, don't get a pronouncer in the new media here. One of the things I miss about the old media, you got a pronouncer every morning. Lauren Val, V-A-L-L-E, Valle, I don't know, was ground into the floor. And then another Rand Paul supporter stomped her head. Stomped her head. Well, never say that the Rand Paul campaign doesn't take immediate responsibility for the things that they start. Because, by God, Tim Prophet has been removed from his role as Bourbon County campaign coordinator. And he's been banned from campaign events. Oopsie. Tougher still when the best comment on it comes from a Fox Radio Rwanda host, Shepard Smith, who said, I suppose if that's the worst that happens to you after you make a conscious decision to step on a woman, then you've probably come out pretty well. Tim Prophet, according to the Lexington police, is in the process of being served with a criminal summons. Here's a hint. That doesn't even carry the risk of arrest. It's a summons. It's not a warrant. Now, by God, if some liberal had done that, there would be a felony warrant out and 18 cops going after him. But then again, a liberal wouldn't do that because, well, you know, we're liberals. A criminal summons. No arrests have been made. No arrests will be made. And Move On reports that Ms. Val suffered a concussion and sprains to her shoulder and arm as a result of the stomping. Not surprising. She was bodily grabbed, thrown to the ground, and had her head stomped. Interestingly, this very day, as noted by the blog Barefoot and Progressive, it's a Kentucky liberal blog, a very good one, too. The blogger over there has done a magnificent job following the Rand Paul Libertarian Ophthalmologist campaign. Notes that Tim Profit and Paulette Eads took out a full-page ad professing their undying support for Rand Paul this very day in the Lexington Herald-Leader. By the way, the guy who held Ms. Valle down while Tim Profit stomped her head, he's been identified as a teabagger. Mike Pisano. He's the assistant organizer for Kentucky Open Carry. I guess Ms. Valle, is lucky that he didn't just bust a cap in her ass. That's next. Let's see. Albert Haynesworth he's an NFL football player, just by comparison. Albert Haynesworth got a 4-game suspension for stomping the head of a Dallas Cowboy during a game sometime back. Albert Haynesworth's pay loss was about $1.2 million. But it's okay if you're a Republican. I-O-K-I-Y-A-R. Head-stomping. Head-stomping. And it was planned to be much worse. Had the wig not come off, she would have been grabbed by the hair, and her face would have been driven into, with concomitant loss of teeth, flattening of nose, breaking of bones. Because that's how these bully boys operate.